guy takes wrong turn and suddenly discovers what really matters in life that isn't just, business and money and ambition. Like he takes stock in like who he is and what really matters. So yeah, it's a traditional perfect Hollywood story.
And Kelly, can you tell us a bit about your character, Hannah? What role does she play, or where does she fit into Little Angels?
So the character, as you said, he's an American football. I want to make that distinction. An American football coach, and he suffers an anger outburst, not once but multiple times. And so at this point, it becomes way too much, and he gets fired, I believe. And what ends up happening is, in order to kind of save face and to save the job that he's worked his whole life towards, they sentence him to an anger management course, and he has to coach the soccer, the girls' soccer team as well. So that's his penance, is that in addition to coaching this girls' soccer team, which to him is complete torture, he has to go to anger management class. And that's where he meets my character. I'm also suffering from anger issues. And so my character is, I was a basketball player, and everyone in that meeting group, we've all been assigned mandatory this counseling. So that's where my character and the main character meet.
And it's those sorts of roles that maybe that are far from the norm, far from the regular society for you, playing a sort of dare I say, someone with random outbursts of anger. Are those sort of exciting to play as an actress? Can you really
Uh,
let your imagination go with it in terms of improv and sorts of stuff like that?
yeah, it was a lot of, we were able to have a freedom to improv throughout the thing. So I've been a teacher in real life, like an actual educator, and I don't think my students would tell you it's out of the norm for me to have outbursts of anger. They're very much used to me screaming at them, so maybe I need to go to these courses. But yes, normally I actually play a lot of authoritarian figures, so police officers, security guards, anything within that realm. I actually did an episode of Picard, and I was so excited because I thought maybe I'd get to be someone in the future, but no, I was a cop in modern day time. So I'm always in that regard. So it was kind of nice for me actually to play someone that wasn't an officer of something. And do I suffer from anger management? No comment.
And Kelly, what was it like to meet the caped man himself? We all fill your face. We can't get away. I know he tries desperately to get away from Superman,
He
and
doesn't actually. I think he embraces it. He
okay.
understands that he's one of the few people who ever got to be the man of super. I actually, when I met him, I was very lucky because I did an episode of The Rookie, and Brandon Routh was in my episode. So Dean was my second Superman that I've met.
Okay.
So I'm collecting Superman at this point in time. I just need Tyler Hoechlin, Tom Welling, definitely Henry Cavill for sure. I'm trying to collect all the Superman that I can get,
Well, you
and the new
might
one.
be on your way because I spoke to Tom Welling in the past, so I could put you in
Oh, so
touch
we have
with.
a connection
But
now.
yeah, so
You
we
can
have a
introduce me to
connection.
Tom.
So there could be another Superman sort of.
All right. So I'm gonna come to Ireland, and then you will give me your connection, and we'll just keep adding my totals of Superman. Dean was wonderful. He's very funny. He's a great actor. He was also very open to letting us, like I said, improv, whatever we wanted to do. As we, as the management, as the anger management group, as we shot all our scenes like together, it was really nice to be able to just kind of bounce ideas and different things off of that. If something was funny on one take, he would say, "Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's keep it in again. Why don't we try it like this?" So, he's great. He's a really nice man.
And I suppose we have to emphasize as well that there's some really wonderful child actors in this
Absolutely.
movie as well. And as an experienced professional, Kelly, do you like, you mentioned a teacher sort of role as well. What's it like working with young talented actors that are barely in their teens that are trying to maybe take the baby steps, getting their foot wet in the industry, dare I say?
Well, I didn't, I have a lot of experience working with child actors and my experience with teens, preteens, but I did not shoot with any of the children actors on this because we were on the other side of
Yeah.
his penance. So we, as the anger management group, didn't film any scenes with the child actors, but seeing the cuts that I've seen and just at the trailers, like they look amazing. They look very, very talented. I find the dedication that children actors have is actually usually better than what adults have because at such a young age, they're extending these long hours on set, plus they have to go to school, plus, plus, plus. So sometimes they're a little more dedicated than us adults.
I always find with children actors as well, their memory retention is very good. So in terms of learning lines, they can almost most of them that are really true to craft can get it in the one take or second take. While experienced actors sometimes it might take an extra take or two if they have a long
Yeah,
dialogue to remember.
I'd agree with that. Children, as an adult, we kind of have this thing where we strive for perfection every time. It's every line said exactly the same way. Did I deliver it the way that I want to deliver it? As a child, you have a freedom that you don't necessarily still have as an adult because we're too busy trying to figure out if this was perfect. And kids just generally have fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Kelly, in terms of this movie, I know you mentioned you shot on the different sorts of sign of that. In terms of shooting anger management sort of scenes, is there, sir? I know we're getting to see the anger and the raw emotion and those sort of scenes, but I imagine when the camera stopped rolling, does that raw anger and emotion turn straight away to comedy and hysteria? And
Absolutely.
is it sort
Yeah.
uh, is it sort of hard sometimes to keep a straight face and when they say, right, we need to go again, we need to do another round of this?
Yes, because I'm not sure if you mentioned him at the top, but Clint Howard's in this film as well. He's part of the anger management group and he's hilarious. And so he had us cracking up like 90% of the time. And we were outside in some of our scenes and it was pretty warm out here in SoCal. So there was just times I think a lot of the jokes was about how insanely hot it was and like, can we just wrap this up at this point in time? But yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah.
And I suppose, Kelly, in terms of this sort of feel good sort of story, in terms of it's an interesting take to take girls' soccer team because soccer is a growing sport in
Mhm.
America at the moment. The easy take would have been to say, oh, take a girls' basketball team, take a girls' baseball team, take a girls' dare I say, well, maybe not American football because traditionally it's sort of in America seen as a boy sport. But soccer's an intriguing sort of take to take on it in
Mhm.
terms of that. And I imagine that's had some of these child actors you might not notice had to show their sporting ability or some sort of.
I think within the audition process, because just knowing what I had to go through, they probably asked if they were comfortable playing or had they ever played or things like that. I've done a couple of Nickelodeon shows or Disney shows where the children had to play music or sing or things like that. And those kids generally did do those, had that skill set because it's a little easier. So as I said, I wasn't privy to like shooting with them or I didn't see their auditioning tapes, but I would assume that one of the concepts was like, have you ever played soccer? Do you like soccer? Are you aware of soccer? Do you know what the rules are for soccer? Things like that.
Mm. And I suppose, Kelly, in terms of this, the comedic genius of Bryan Callen also is in this movie as well. Do your paths cross in this movie? Have you any sort
Oh
of?
yeah, our paths cross for sure.
Yeah.
And he's absolutely hilarious. Yes, yes.
Is he another
Uh,
part of your anger management class?
He is. He is, but I'm gonna let you figure out where he belongs in that. But he is in those scenes. That's how our paths cross. Yes. And
Okay.
I watched him on the Goldbergs and just loved him. He's hilarious. I completely agree.
Yeah, yeah. He's a one man sort of comedy gig show is
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah, very good, very good. So Kelli Hancock, I'm going to turn it over to you now for the final 30 seconds. You might enlighten all our audience, all our listeners, why they should go out to the cinemas en masse on June the 6th or any streaming platform that is showing Little Angels. And when they do, when they see it, no matter whether it's by a streaming platform, by a cinema as such, when they do watch Little Angels, what's in store for them?
What's in store for you when you watch Little Angels is very much a traditional Hollywood story where a guy goes off rails and meets the right people at the right time.